Well, here we are. Yes, December 30th. It is 1 p.m. on Friday, 1 p.m. EST. It's time for my live stream, my final live stream of the year. So welcome to DCP Effects. Welcome. If you are new here, obviously, I'm going to ask you, as I do every time, if you are just finding this out because it's recommended to you by YouTube, if you give me a sub, I really would appreciate it. That would be awesome. Anyway, I want to talk about, well, the year in review. 2022 has been an interesting year. Definitely very, very interesting. The part that's interesting about it is just so much has changed over the last year. It's been cool, and a lot of good things happen, a lot of so-so things happen, but in the end, I think 2022 has been a pretty good year for me and for this channel. Let me run through a few things on that. Just personally, I had a few hiccups. If you follow the stuff I do, I was a Rotarian for 22 years, and it's funny, I keep a journal on my iPad, which is just out of screen here, which you can't see. And I do that, and I look through old things I've done, and I guess ennui is the best way of putting it. I just was kind of like, and done. I just talked about this on my channel before. I just kind of ignored. You know what it's like when you're the utility man and you do everything and everything just gets taken care of and you just sort of push off to the side. I just saw a long run of people who were, put forward into leadership roles who really didn't earn it, didn't do anything to, in order to really achieve that goal. And I just tired of seeing it. And this year I got let go from the club. I had asked to leave, 2 months later. They said, you can get out now if you want. And it really screwed things over. But in the end, I'm glad it happened. It's coming up on a year this year in February, and I'm glad it's done. I miss some friends, and I still keep in touch with them who I would see every week. But yeah, so that's personal. That's just something personal to me, which, it neither here nor there. It's done. It's done. But one of the things that really happened, that there's a lot of really great things that happened this year for me, which were really nice. And one of the big things in that was after 2 years, I was invited into the partner program. It was very nice, and it was funny to watch because I was all over the place. I was climbing slowly, and I got to the point where a few friends said, "Hey, if you're, can help out a friend, he's looking to get into the YouTube partner program, and he needs a couple subs." I got my 1,000 subs, and then 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and then I got my hours were up to. You need to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 view hours in one calendar year. And I was at 4,000, 4,100. And then some reason, I guess they threw some away. I don't know why they threw an hours away. I guess someone had a bot or something and they threw them away. And I went, oh, well, I'll get that back. And then they went, welcome to the program. Pardon? I was at that point, what's it say on the screen there? I don't have my glasses on, 1,013 and like 3,800 hours. They went, yeah, welcome to the program. So in that vein, I joined the partner program and I get recommended by YouTube a little bit more because I'm in the partner program. And hey, even this year, I got paid. They gave me $100. So that was kind of cool. Since then, the algorithm changed a little bit. I was climbing like hugely money-wise and then dropped down. It was like, whatever, I get paid to do this a little bit. So the fact I've even made $100 this year, which is kind of cool because I do this because it's fun. I do all this stuff because it's fun. I like doing it. I don't do it to get paid. Although, sending me things to review would be kind of cool too. I wouldn't mind that. But that's not why I do this. I do this because I have fun with it. But even in that vein, after doing this here, in March, by the end of the year, I was around here. I was around 300,000 views, 16.5 thousand hours. At this point, as of this recording right now, I'm at about 310,000 views, almost 17,000 view hours, and 1.26 subs. I'm always looking for more subs. Hey, and like I said earlier, if you're new to the channel and you're just checking this out and you'd like to give me a sub, I'd appreciate it. I'm doing 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and streaming. So anyway, that is a cool part of what I'm doing. And as a total aside, this is great. I said in my video this morning, I just upgraded to well, not upgraded. I brought one into service when I kicked it around. I've taken an old monitor and I put it vertically. So my battle station is, actually, let me show you. So that's my main monitor, and then my secondary. Hey, who's that good looking guy? And then I have this here. Here we go, down the rabbit hole we go. But it's cool because I can look at the OBS and look at the camera. Like as I said, here's the OBS, here's the camera, OBS camera. So it really, it's keeping that engagement with people, but I can also see what I'm doing on the screen, which is very cool. That was a big part of what I've done so far this year, which, the partner program, and it's great now. Like, it's at the point now I'm getting recommended by YouTube a lot. For a while there, my hours were sort of all over the place, and YouTube said to me at one point, someone's watching all your content. We're not sure what's going on here. So someone was doing something about that. So I blocked a few people from getting into it. Don't ask. But now I'm getting about 10, 20 per hour worth of people looking, and people are commenting on old things and people are commenting on new things. And it's really great, the interaction I'm getting, because if I look at my stats, a lot of it is coming from YouTube recommendations and just browsing. So my stuff's coming up. I guess when you do 3 a week when did I do that? I started at 2 a week, and then I did 1, and then I think we're looking at almost at 3 years worth of doing 3 a week. And I'm having a lot of great interactions with people. Someone has actually said that, hey, can I buy this thing that you showed off? Can I buy it for my iMac? I went, no, it doesn't work for your iMac. And even today, this morning, I got notification. Someone tried to tip me for this file, which I put up on Thingiverse under my account. This is just a continuity camera holder that I designed to fit with my LG monitor. And someone tried to tip me, and they said, well, you're not set up to take tips. Please add your PayPal account, which, wow, that's great. So what I'm saying is 2022 has been a really great year for me because people are getting out to notice me. Also, something I mentioned in my video from this morning, a friend's son was working on a project and finished it. And I said, hey, that looks cool. And as he was saying, his son went, oh, Dave thinks it's cool. Wow. So, that is just something that I don't see myself as some sort of expert, but that's kind of cool that came through. Another interesting thing that came out, it started a year before in 2021, but it really came out, it did really well for me this year as sort of as a growth thing, was this. Delta Vega Props was a prop group that we started, out of the remains of Deck 7, born like a phoenix from the ashes of... Anyway, the group of us decided to get together and we wanted to move forward with Delta Vega Props. And we've made a lot of good strides this year. We've made a lot of cool things between the design work that Dino's done in order to, prop up the tricorder to make it a little bit better. And then the work Jerry's been doing. Well, let's put it this way. I've made a lot of tricorders this year. I think I've printed about 6. Right here is a Stapleton kit, and then over further in the middle is the first one I made of Delta Vega Props, and then way over the far end is the second one I made of Delta Vega, or maybe I have that backwards. But those are ones I made Delta Vega Props, and they've been amazing. And we have a few more things we're working on, but we've got this coming very, very soon. I'm having some real headaches with getting the electronics to maintain on the board. I'm still fighting with that, but it is coming along slowly. I think it's just some bad solders. Now I have upgraded to a new pencil, which is, if you can see this here, teeny tiny little tip. Oh, I guess I won't focus on that. It's focusing on me. Teeny tiny little tip. And the pencil looks very, very cool. I'm going to play around with that and see what I can do. But I think having a great little soldering iron, something nice beside it, because all I have is just a standard soldering station that has generic tips. And now that the sale in my area is closed, I don't have a place to get them. I don't go buy them. I have to order them all online. The pencil is a great little thing. It runs, it's very cool. It runs off a USB-C. Plug it in there, and then you can just heat up quickly. It's got a little LCD screen here that you can then control and everything else. I'm just looking at doing it. A few people have recommended it, so I thought I'd give it a whirl, and having something I can work just right on my workstation right here, rather than going to the back into the shop and doing all these things. So much easier to do it that way. But yeah, the electronics are cool, And eventually when I'm done, what's going to happen is the tricorder will be very, very interesting, as in all of the buttons where it says Geo, Metro, and Bio, you'll be able to click through things as you go, and that will be pretty funky. Another thing that I've done this year, which I'm glad it's done, but I'm saying this to my eternal shame. The beginning of the pandemic, Max sent me this toy and said, can you make a handle? And I said, sure, I can make a handle. That's not a problem. That was probably February 2020. I got it to him September, October of 2022. I overestimated my abilities with 3D design. I have been 3D designing for years now. If you look at my Thingiverse, I have a couple of things I've designed, and they're all in Google SketchUp. That's where I started. I'm now a Fusion 360 guy, which is cool as well. A lot of people talk about Blender. Blender has a high learning curve, but I have found that Fusion 360 is really great because it does give you a hobbyist license, which I am a hobbyist. I'm not doing a lot by way of selling these files. Now, if I do get to the point I am selling these files, I will get an actual license, and sort of I'll factor that into my stuff. And I do have some cool ideas of things I want to do. That's for the future, obviously. This was, here, I'll bring it in here. So basically for the handle, the toy sat here. I designed a handle that fit in the toy that, it came to here, and it came down so that here, came down to a handle, and I figured if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So when I did it so that the button worked, because it had a thing where you push the button and then it would fire off, so it would do all those cool things. And I said to Max, well, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it right, so the button works. And I had a lot of little designing in order to get it to come together. I was showing him off at one point and saying, here's revision 1, here's revision 2, revision 3, revision 5 got it. It's the right height. And it just was playing around in Fusion to get that right height, so that it wasn't pushing the button all the time, and it wasn't, so couldn't, you have to hit it a couple, it was perfect. So when you turn it on, fire. But that, to me, as I say, that is to my eternal shame. It took me 2 years. But in that time was a lot of learning, and also doing all this stuff I'm doing here on my channel, in between all of that. But yeah, that was not good. But in the end, how was 2022? I think 2022 was a good year for me personally. Well, and also proud to be awesome. My kids love this shirt. But for me, it was a lot of growth. I've always said to my wife, I look back at my early videos, and they are so cringeworthy. They're terrible. They're horrible. And like why would you even do that? It's just like, no, it's just ugh. But it wasn't something I was very proud of. But now it's at the point I got to knock out a video time to stand up, and I'm going to put up the green screen. I'm going to do this and this and this and this, and I'm going to knock it out, and it's going to be great. So I like that. That was very cool. And I've also, because, with the Delta Vega Props guys, I am working with a great bunch of guys, and we're coming up with these things, and we're having a lot of fun by doing it. And it's a great camaraderie, and we're not doing this to make a lot of money. We're doing it in order to make things for people to have. There are people who've said, can you let me know when there's going to be a kit available? My orthodontist. Now, I've talked about this. I'm getting that fixed. Right there. I had braces back when I was a teenager, early teenager, so like 40 years ago. And I've looked at this, and I've bitten myself a few times because it does stick out a little bit. Anyway, he just said, why are we here? Why are we talking about this? And I said, well, I'm, 40 years post braces, and I've noticed this is changing. And when I see myself online, he goes, online? Yeah, well, I'm a YouTuber. He goes, you're a YouTuber? Awesome. And it was he just made a joke, and I said, yeah, well, I make this and this. He goes, you make what? Oh, I make tricorders. I have to see that. So I brought it in the next time we sat down to talk about the whole procedure, and he goes, that's awesome. When are you making kits available? So my orthodontist wants to buy a kit. So the plan is to make them available for people to buy and make their own, offer them with, with the screen and without the screen. So depending on your level of comfortability, comfortability, is that even right? How comfortable you are with putting it together will give you the ability to play around with all this. So, that's kind of cool working with Delta Vigor props in regards to it. And even the fact that I'm doing this, the fact that I'm doing streams. This is stream number 9. Now, I didn't do one last week because, well, it was the 23rd of December. I had taken the day off. I'm an Apple repair tech, and Apple shuts down between Christmas and New Year's. So there's really nothing I'm going to do. Nothing's going to come in. I won't be able to get any parts. Why am I going to sit in the office kind of going and twiddle my thumbs? I'm not about to do that. So I take the time off I have for years. And yeah, so I started in November, and I've done one a week, and I've enjoyed doing it. It's a lot of fun coming up with these things. But even the better part is afterwards, I get them up and I get the streams up, and no one shows up, which right now no one is here. But people will watch this after the fact. It gets recommended after the fact as well. And I get comments and I get questions and people reaching out. And it's all very cool. And it's fun, going live and actually putting all this together. Like, to do this, all this here, it takes some time. You've got to make up your graphics. There and there and there. Make up the graphics. Then you're going to come up with the content. And then you have to, put it all into OBS. And then once it's in OBS, you have to put it onto Touch Portal so that I can switch from screen to screen. So I'm going from here, to here, to here, to there, to there. So in order to switch it all around, so that I can show it off and make it all work reliably. So it's a lot of fun because it's a lot of, a little bit of work, but I'm going to put this here and I'm going to put that there and I'm going to transition to here. And I've made my own stinger, which I still need a little bit of TLC with. But if you look at what I do here, I'm a graphics guy, so I like Photoshop and I like Final Cut Pro and all these things. So to go into DaVinci and make my own stinger, easy. Very easy. I recommend going and taking a look at Michael J. Fair. He has some really good tutorials on making your own stinger. I've got some really cool ideas for a stinger. I'm not going to show you that now because I need to go in and make a total change on everything, and I'm in the middle of a stream, so I'm not going to do that. But it is cool. So I guess sort of to round out this thing, 2022 was an interesting year. Also, touch wood, I have yet to catch anything. So I'm double vaxxed because that was a requirement in this area. So I got double vaxxed. I'm not triple vaxxed. I'm not fourth vaxxed. I don't have the bivalent. I don't have anything. I got what I had to in order to go out into society. I never caught a thing. I saw lots of customers. A lot of people were like, well, it's the 16th of March. What's going on? Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to work for the 17th. What? It's lockdown. Essential service, buddy. And I've been going to work since. My wife did have concerns. She said, can you please take off your wedding band? I don't want you getting anything. And machines would come in and I would, take them and then wash my hands and go to deal with them. All those things. But nothing happened in the pandemic at all. Nothing happened to me. Nothing came through. I didn't catch anything. So, we're at, where are we at? March will be 3 years. And I haven't caught a thing. I've had a sniffle for a day. And my wife goes, you sound terrible. I said, I'll be fine tomorrow. Are you sure? Yes. You sure it's not COVID? Just let's let it go. We'll see what happens. And I was fine the next day. I don't get sick often. I've always joked. I've had a joke with my wife for years. I don't get sick because I have diabetes. I have type 2 diabetes. That's enough for my system. I don't get anything else. Oh, what about the bird flu? I was fine. What about this? I'm fine. So I get the diabetes and that's all I get. Not to belittle those who got COVID and who had to struggle through it. I'm thinking either my vaccine was really good or I'm immune. There are certain immune cases out there. I never caught a thing. I'm not about to catch a thing. If you don't know this, people's computers are one of the most filthy things you're going to find next to their phones, and I'm fine. So we got through COVID. I made lots of stuff. I've designed lots of stuff. I've reviewed printers. I've reviewed lots of things, and there's more things in the hopper. I mentioned in a stream a couple weeks back, a company's reached out. I haven't heard back from them yet. Basically, they said, we like what you do and how you do it. Could you please review our printer? And I said, sure, send me one. I'll review it. Sales manager said, then, well, the CEO wants to take a look at your content and see whether we're going to move forward. And that was 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And I haven't heard a word since. So we'll see whether I'm going to review one or not. It's very similar. It's an enclosed printer, very similar to a lot of the printers on the market right now, just another company doing the same thing. And maybe the CEO is concerned because I tell it as is. You're not paying me for this. I'll give you my honest review and you'll get an honest review. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Much like the Mega Zero V version 2.0. I didn't like that one very much. I still have it. I probably should do more work on it so you can get a better review of it. Nothing's stuck and everything's, but anyway. Also moving forward, I have started, and I said this in my other video, I have started a book. I am working on a book. This time last year, I said, I'm going to write a book. And I reached out to my friends at Mech Solutions and I said, is there a printer you'd like featured in a book? And they, well, here's the CR10 Smart. Enjoy, do some videos, do some reviews. Hey, use it for this. And I'm going to use it to get everything done. Now I have got myself a nice little rig for my phone. So I figure it's one of the better cameras I have. So if I get the phone in here, I can just get in and get a good, nice, tight picture. Because I need to get pictures of everything. When you're doing a review book like this, you have to have a picture and everything. So I'm going to show off things like, here is what a worn gear looks like. Here's what a good gear looks like. Lots of things like that. It's got a lot of troubleshooting. Several friends who I do print jobs for, have said, I would love to read a book on this. So I'm about 8-9 pages in, and that's just text. I'm probably at this point about 20 pages in once I start adding graphics to it. I don't know how long it's going to be. Could be 50, 60, 70, could be 100 pages. Going to be most likely a digital download. I'm not sure I'm going to go to the hassle of going through the print, but if there is demand, obviously there are a lot of print on demand places I can go to, but even just selling it on Amazon would be kind of cool. So that is something that I'm working on. That would be something that will be very cool in the near future. Also, I'm just having fun making these videos. I'm still in the back of my mind thinking about what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up with something different this year. For 2023, there'll be a schedule. So Mondays will be this type of video, and Wednesdays will be this type of video, and Fridays will be this type of video. So we'll sort of lay it out. So what's Monday? Well, Monday is printer review. Okay, let's talk about these printers. Or Mondays is movie review or TV review or media review. And Fridays is going to be print of the week or design of the week or something. I haven't really thought all that through yet. I'm still plugging through with it. But an announcement in regards to this live streaming, I'm having just a thought, because especially today, I was out running around because my wife and I are both off. So we're running around getting groceries, and I was like, I got to get home. It's at 1 o'clock. I got to do my stream. I'm going to move the stream to Wednesday evening. I'm going to probably run this at I think about 7:30 EST. It gives the time for more people to come in and see what it is, while it's live. Easier for people to attend. Whether people are going to attend and watch while it's live, I don't know. I'm still very new. This is only my 9th stream, so I've no idea how this is going to work, but it is the plan that I'll move this to Wednesdays. So not this Wednesday coming up. So not, what's that, the 3rd? I'll start that on the next Wednesday, which would be, I believe, the 10th. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but if I'm moving this right, so today's the 30th, so 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Not the 4th, I think. Anyway, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. It's the perfect time because my wife goes and sees her parents on Wednesday, so I will have the house to myself, and there'll be nothing going on, nothing to distract or anything like that. And this will be also makes it easier for people, even on the left coast. If it's 7:30, that's 4:30 their time, so someone on the left coast could join in as well. Other than that, what is 2023 going to bring? I have some ideas for some things I'm going to make. I'm going to fill up my Thingiverse, and I guess I'll put some things up on my Fangs as well. More things available so you can download it, and even little things. Maybe I'll get into making my own version of something like this, which is all Gridfinity. he has made it parametric and also made it so that you can download and do whatever you want. It is open source. So maybe I'll make some of my own parts to go with it and make them available for people to download. I haven't decided, but I will take some more of my designs and throw them up. And also, in watching all of the Star Trek movies, I'm up to Star Trek 6, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make, not exactly, I'm going to make my version of Scotty's engineering vest and tools. So I'll have a vest with various things, and because it's me, they'll light up. They'll have various things going on, so I'll be able to, not a sonic screwdriver, which, you know, is sort of the be-all end-all, the MacGuffin for everything. I need this sonic screwdriver. It'll be a couple of different tools that will have some fun things. And I'm going to just stretch my creative muscles in order to get them designed and built. And it'll be fun as well. So in the end, I guess the year in review for me, 2022 has been a good year. My kid graduated university. My second one has gone to university and made a lot of friends and having a good time with that, which is nice because he was very quiet, but he's made a lot of friends and having a good old time there. New student in the house from Spain this time around. She's great. The family's great. And I think 2023 is going to be just a next step of that. I'm going to expand what I'm doing online, and I think this is the year we're gonna bust out, and I'm going to do a whole lot of very cool things online, and maybe come up with some more tutorials in regards to other things I'm doing, and that could be fun. So I guess this is really all I need to say about what's going on right now. That is my 2022 year in review. I have had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with my friends at Delta Figure Props, and we've got some more things coming. This is the year I hope we get the models out and you'll be able to make your own tricorder. It's just a few little things we need to work on design-wise and then start pumping them out and probably sell them in blocks of 10. So here's 10 kits available, ship today. Please sign here. We have your money. It's in the mail, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens from there. Other than that, I'm just going to have a lot of fun, as I still am. People say, you're going into year 4 of doing this. Yeah, I will be. Don't you, and this came up at a little family gathering, aren't you running out of ideas? No, not yet. Still having lots of fun doing it. I have seen a lot of videos recently, YouTube or, YouTubers who've been doing this for a while say, yeah, I've hit the end of the line. I've hit the stone wall. I've had this, and I don't know what I'm going to do moving forward. And that's what prompted me to do this video, but I'm not anywhere close to being at that point of being out of ideas and out of this and out of that. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing it. The fact that people are reaching out to me, even from videos from a year ago and asking questions, just means that my catalog is good and people are finding me and people are asking questions. And I love that part of it. I have no aspirations to being a Mr. Beast. That will never happen. But I like to think that maybe I'll be the kind of guy who's like, oh yeah, I saw Dave from DCP Effects. He talked about this. Let me give that a whirl. Hey, that works. I'm trying to be more of a resource for people online. So that is me. That's DCP Effects. That is the year in review, the year that was. Oh, also too, total, I don't know why I didn't bring this up at the beginning. I have been sober for a year. I haven't had a drink since the 31st of December of 2021. So all of 2022 I have not had a drink. I've been tempted, but I have not. And it's been interesting. I've even been printing out my own chits. So can I get that so you can see it? No, it's white on white. Not going to happen. Well, here's 11 months. But I've made them all. I have them all actually right here. So why buy them when you can make your own? So yeah, I think I may celebrate. I may have a little something, but yeah, I think yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a good year doing that, and I'm happy for that. So, and I'm just hearing now, apparently the kids, when I tell them don't use the bathroom, don't shower because I'm streaming, they don't listen, and that's okay too. It's been half an hour. It's time to wrap this up anyway. For all you people who are watching this after the fact, because, well, there's nobody here, which is fine. That is all part and parcel of doing this too. I appreciate you watching my videos. Appreciate watching my full catalog of videos because people are still seeing things. My Viper review, which is from 2.5 years ago, is still going strong. 18,000 views, 19,000 views, something like that. Still going strong. My printer reviews are always doing really well, so I do appreciate that. So I'm going to sign off here. I want to thank you all for coming to see this video after the fact. And hopefully, when I go live streaming in the second week of January, we'll see more people here. We can have a little conversation and we can go further from there. But hey, everyone, have a great New Year's. I'm not sure what I'm doing. My wife has got plans for things we're going to do. I don't know what they are yet, but we will find out. And I'm sure we'll have some fun. I got the kids, and my oldest is going to go party with some friends, which is about time because he's 22 years old. But it's going to be a good time. And I feel blessed because I had with the pandemic, a good 2020, a good 2021, a good 2022. So 2023, here we go. It's going to be awesome as well. And yeah, I have my viewers to thank for doing that, because you drive me to do this again and again and again and again. So everyone have a great day. Everyone have a great end of your year. Let's start 2023 strong. And hey, we'll see you guys later.